much American dreaming and Hollywood scheming, living life with no reason, just lying and scheming. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers, living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. He met the devil in the form of a private dancer, out in magic throwing dollars and swiping plastic. Shorty plug with the rappers and trappers, credit card scammers, shorty wild scandalous. Whispered in his ear and said she had a plan that make more money than he ever had. She just need a line of credit, come get it while it lasts, cause this one here in high demand. He thought he was the man, but he really in the jam. Cleared his whole account, there he stands without a kickstand. A year later she was drug raped and killed. They found a body filled with 8 rounds from American Dream. Too much American dreaming, it's like a disease. Blue hunters stay fiending, jumping off of the deep end. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers, living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Young and fresh out of high school, a jock with a bright future, but he's got no direction. Here come the army recruiters, say they got benefits, a house and a picket fence, enough for the newest whips. Fresh out the dealership, seems like the perfect fit, and his girl pregnant. Time to be militant, the country is at war. Placed on his second tour, stepped on a landmine, now he is no more. He promised to come back, his shorty then lost hope. Where is the love at? The army ain't give a shit but a coin in a book scrap. The look that's on her face, America's disgrace, a dream or a nightmare. This place ain't playing fair. American dreaming, it's like a disease. Blue hunters stay fiending, jumping off of the deep end. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers, living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming and Hollywood scheming, living life with no reason, just lying and scheming. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming. Even the preachers, police and leaders, let's render what Caesars. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming. Too much American dreaming.
Vice President Harris is seeking support to lock in the Democratic nomination. All of this after President Biden dropped out of the race.
Yeah, ABC's M. Wynn has the very latest.
In an unprecedented and historic move, President Biden drops out of the 2024 race for the White House. It comes after his highly criticized debate 3 weeks ago, which sparked relentless pressure from his own Democratic Party to abandon his re-election bid. In a letter addressed to my fellow Americans, the president writing, "It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term."
This was a very difficult decision, and one that I think reflects the very best of who Joe Biden is.
President Biden throwing his support behind Vice President Kamala Harris, who had taken the lead on fighting for women's reproductive rights.
Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it?
Harris saying, "I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination." We're told she spent much of Sunday calling party leaders and others shoring up support. Leading Democrats, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, red state moderates like Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and prominent progressives in Congress like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, all backing Harris.
Kamala Harris, as our Democratic presidential nominee, is going to bring an X factor.
Tens of thousands of other African-American women, from business to politics to Hollywood, joined a Zoom call, raising over $1 million in just 3 hours. And
damn, in 3 hours.
Sheesh. Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? We got to talk about this one, man. Kingdom Mindset, what's going on with you? True follower in the house, Brandon Stern in the building. Yahuwah King David's in the house. X Vision's in the building. Y'all pound the like button on the way in. Pound the like button. Share the video. This is going to be very informative. You know, ignorance is bliss for a lot of people out there. But I got to educate y'all about the history of Kamala Werewolf Harris. And there's a reason why I gave her that name, that title. Kamala Harris is what nightmares are made of when it comes to the inordinate incarceration rate that she had when she was a DA. Man, especially when it comes to melanated men. I mean, she was locking us up and throwing away the key and celebratory about what she was doing to us. I mean, man, you're going to learn today, y'all. But it seems that our women have came together in droves to get her in office. Well, I'm just going to say this off the break. Some of y'all not going to like what I have to say. It's okay. I'm used to that by now. I don't think women should have the right to vote. Be that as it may, you can think what you want, feel what you want. That's my opinion. The reason I feel that way because their votes tend to be based on how they feel about a person. They don't seem to be looking at any policies, right? They're not seeming to really evaluate what that president is going to do. They don't look at the economy. They don't look at none of that. It's about who they like and who they don't like. It's just simple as that. So that's my opinion. I have the right to my opinion. You can feel how you want. I really don't care. But you know, just to see our women in particular, of course, you know, it's not all of our women. Some of our women know not to even cast a vote at all because they voting on the Most High. They understand that family is what's important. They understand that raising their sons the right way is what's important. They understand that being wives is what's important. So they're not even worried about this political rat race, right? So shout out to you women out here, to the beautiful Black women who are all about family, growth, and development. Shout out to y'all. One love to y'all, right? Because this video is not about you. This is about the women who marched down, you know, in droves, mobilized to raise 1.5 million in hours for Kamala Harris. The Bible tells you off the break. In Ecclesiastes 26:10, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. See, when you allow a woman too much liberty, she can be self-destructive. And this is just a fact. Now, I know this is speaking about us raising our daughters, but you got to understand in this gynocentric matriarchal society, they give the woman much liberty. You know, thus the statue, Lady Liberty. Feminism is very important in this country to overthrow the masculine principles, to overthrow manhood, to overthrow leadership. That's what this country is all about. So not only have Kamala had much liberty, you know, to be in the position she's in, but she also, you know, has a history of, you know, let's say doing a lot of casual dating to get what she got.
So they understand that it will look really bad if they do not lean in to saying that they really do want Kamala. But even that feels a bit performative to me. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm starting to see articles creep out and they seem like attacks on Kamala. Again, if we can go into our time machine and go back to 2020, well, every time that someone tried to interject the truth about Kamala, which is that she slept her way to the top, it's a fact. She was with some 6-year-old man, got her start in the political career. And they would go, oh my gosh, how dare you say this? That's so sexist. Well, then suddenly on July 6th, the Daily Mail actually published a headline about the fact that Kamala Harris was, thoughting through life. And they basically said she got her political start, her political upstart, because she was dating this guy, Willie, can't think of his last name right now. And he was married and he was in his 60s, and Kamala Harris was just a spring chicken. And that is how she entered the political scene. So she was not somebody who was a part of their ecosystem, but they tapped her in 2020 because they were like, oh, like the thing that we always say is that look at the Republican Party, it's so white and there's no diversity. And how are we going to be able to say that if we're running Joe Biden, who's been extraordinarily wealthy his entire life and whose son is becoming extraordinarily wealthy while smoking crack simply because he's doing dirty deals in Ukraine? So what are we going to do? We're going to hire Kamala Harris. We're going to select Kamala Harris to be the vice president. And he's the only person I can think of. And then we can sell. I know that when she was sworn into Congress, she was talking about how she's an Indian, but we'll just sell the people, like, forget the Indian side. Like, now she's back to black. And the streets are talking, ha, 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 ha. And that's what they did. So that is the only reason that Kamala Harris, they literally did not have another person that they felt could be the vice president and allow them to use the isms. You don't like her, you're a sexist. You don't think that she's amazing, you're a misogynist, deep-seated misogyny. You don't want this ticket to win. Is it because Kamala Harris is black? Kinda. I feel like it is. It's because you're a racist. So they just needed her to do the thing.
You got Queenla Imhoff in there. You know who Imhoff is?
No.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Mrs. Imhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris. She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She married a Jewish husband who's got a interesting.
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'll let you have that one.
No, she's a witch, and she is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, the OG's just going to tell you what it is. So don't be surprised if you see Kamala Harris on that Summer Jam screen. Don't be surprised if you see her doing a Tootsie Roll on one of them spring break documentaries. Don't get it twisted. She did what she did to get what she got. And it's a whole damn resume. Look, I got her Carfax. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I got her Carfax. And it's got high mileage. I'm talking about she was with Montel Williams. I mean, she was with a plethora of politicians to get what she got. But City Girls is up right now. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? City Girls is up right now. And they're going to do everything in their power to get her in office. And I believe that most black women in this country are just self-destructive maniacs. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a great deal of them. And the City Girls going to pull up. All the people who follow Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, they going to pull up. So for all you all who think Donald Trump is a surefire win, it don't look that way to me. Now, let me put this out here. I don't care who the president is regardless, because the Most High God is going to protect me and my family. I hope you feel the same way. But all I'm doing right now is foreshadowing what's going on in the country, man. That's all. So you can understand the current climate of society. Let's get to it.
Call raising over $1 million in just 3 hours. Men from business to politics to Hollywood joined a Zoom call, raising over $1 million in just 3 hours in support of the first Black and Indian American woman sitting vice president who is now running to succeed President Biden. Former President Trump attacking Biden's legacy, saying he was not fit to run for president and never was, while also quickly shifting his attacks to Harris. Sources say the DNC Rules Committee is meeting Wednesday to quickly implement a framework to select a new nominee.
I mean, y'all raised $1.5 million. Now, I know I'm going to be called misogynist, sexist, New Breed doesn't like black women, New Breed is this, New Breed. Listen, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. That's mainly what y'all going to say in the comment section, but all I'm doing is reporting the news. It is not my fault
that people vote based on who they feel they can connect with, but they don't do their research. Proverbs 9:13 says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. I guarantee everybody who went in that Zoom meeting to vote for Kamala Harris don't know about politics, don't know nothing about nothing, don't have husbands, don't have men, don't have their family in order, don't know nothing about the scriptures, aren't righteous, ain't God-fearing women. I promise you, everybody who raised up money for Kamala Harris don't know a motherfucking thing. Just telling you the truth. They could have took that same $1.5 million, came together and raised it for the family of the woman who just lost her life, Sandra Massey. They could have came together, raised 1.5 to get some legislation passed and get some daggone reform going. Since y'all got the power to raise up 1.5 million. But no. Y'all want to act like you care about our people, but you really don't. Y'all just want more liberty. Y'all just want to rule over men. I know it. Hey, it is what it is. But, let me see. Let me pull this up here. And for the record, Kamala Harris, for all the black women who raised all this money for Kamala Harris, here's a little secret I'm going to let y'all in on. Kamala Harris is not black. She's an Indian. Just because she been jigging in cookouts like this, because she been jigging and beating her feet and tap dancing at cookouts, don't make her a black woman. She's definitely a Gentile. She's definitely a witch and a heathen. That's just what it is. And the reason why I call her a werewolf is because, she's horrifying, nightmare fuel with how she treats our people. I'm talking about straight up shape-shifting. Peep this.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. Bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
Wow. At the time, she was a senator, and she couldn't even keep her composure. You could tell the truth was cutting. The body language told you everything you needed to know. Guilty, guilty, guilty. It looked like she was damn near about to morph into that werewolf I've been talking about. Why? Because she was uncomfortable with the facts coming out. And this is who y'all want in the office. Why? I'm going to tell you why. There's a hidden war going on. And the battle of the sexes is very real. I mean, as much as we would like to ignore it, especially us brothers, we would like to just, remain oblivious. But I'm just going to tell y'all the absolute truth. This is not going to sit well with some of y'all, but the BW has made you BMs the enemy. They know, some of them know what Kamala Harris has done. And that's where they want you. There's some women out there, brothers, there's some women out there that don't want to see you free. They don't want to see you living your life to your fullest potential. They don't want to see you with money. They don't want to see you with women. They don't want to see you living good. They don't want to see you successful. They want to see you dead or in jail. That's a fact. They hate your guts. That's on everything. And it's just the truth. It's the reality of the situation. This is why you got to be careful out here. But they out there casting their vote because they like, look, you know, they headed for self-destruction. Meg Thee Stallion said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. They don't want you brothers in the picture. They don't want you there. They want you excommunicated and destroyed. They legit hate you. It's a fact. Now, there's much more, man. There's much more to this character, this witch, Kamala Harris. Matter of fact, let me see here. Let me pull up this. I want to show you how wicked this woman is and how she really feels about black men, right? She's not for us. Let's go.
Never in a million years I would have thought that they were going to charge me for sales murder. I never talked to no detective, no police officer, no DA, nobody.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged. That's it.
Was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the two most pivotal times in this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced. She wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
That's what it felt like, a celebration?
A celebration, that's what it felt like. The reactions I get when I tell people my story is, they say it's the worst nightmare. You know, it's the closest thing to dying.
Wow. So this man was wrongfully accused and convicted by Kamala Harris. This man had to sit down for 6 years of his life. You think this man was issued an apology by the DA? Absolutely not. Only time she showed up to his case is to celebrate. See, a lot of y'all don't know y'all's history. A lot of y'all just out there voting because you think all skin folk is kinfolk, just because she has melanin in her skin. How you think she got into the position she is? She's been side by side with the Crypt Keeper, Joe Biden. But guess what? She was the Grim Reaper. You had the Grim Reaper and the Crypt Keeper in office. Oh yeah, by the way, in the end, Jamal gets a large settlement from the city with resistance from the DA's office, meaning she tried to stop his settlement. She tried to stop the man's settlement after he served time, wrongfully accused. Not only did she lock this man up falsely, but she tried to stop him from getting paid. She worse than Meg Thee Stallion. She done got her cheeks clapped by more people. You know, Meg Thee Stallion only put Tory Lanez in jail. No. But Kamala Harris got over 15,000 convictions. Ooh, wee. Damn. Somebody tell me where's the love? We talking about marijuana convictions? Where she throwing them in the box for marijuana and burying them underground for marijuana. And when asked, has she ever smoked marijuana, she started cackling like the wild ass hyena she is. America is done, son. Babylon is falling, is falling.
Jamal, I'm going to read you a quote real quick. The job of a progressive prosecutor is to look out for those overlooked, to speak up for those whose voices aren't being heard, to see and address the causes of crime, not just their consequences, and to shine a light on the inequality and unfairness that lead to injustice. It is to recognize that not everyone needs punishment, that what many need, quite obviously, is help. Kamala Harris wrote that in her book, The Truths We Hold. Does that sound consistent with the kind of with the brand of justice that you saw administered by offices that she was running?
It definitely sounds like Kamala Harris right now as a senator. But at the time of her being the head district attorney of San Francisco, that is almost polar opposite of what I felt and what our community felt in San Francisco.
So Jamal, where are we?
Right now we are in Sunnydale Projects, where I was born and raised at. This isn't a place that you'll want to bring outsiders into, and a place that they don't want to go.
So already the young man is coming from a disenfranchised community, raised in a rough environment, already got the odds stacked against him. So they already labeled him. You know, they already put a stereotype on this brother, slapped a stigma on him, and between the DA's office and local law enforcement, they had all this paperwork on this brother, a man who was just a part of the community, not a criminal, not a gangbanger, and damn sure not a murderer. But Kamala Harris, she's culturally biased. She don't know what goes on in our communities, so she's just trying to throw as many black men in prison as possible. See, this is what they do to get in the positions they are in. Anybody who know anything about politics, getting convictions is very important around election time. They can care less who's guilty or innocent. They just want to get those convictions.
This ain't a place that feels comfortable. It feels like you might get robbed. You might get shot.
Somebody said it. She's the perfect scapegoat because they need a black face to be able to carry this out. You know, they don't want to be too overt with a white politician who keeps on, you know, inordinately, you know, convicting black men. So they put a black woman in there. Or at least somewhat of a black woman, whatever she is. A chameleon is what I call her. Let's go.
Shot.
The police were keeping files on you, and your brothers, and other people who were living in Sunnydale from a very young age.
They already had me labeled because I'm in this community as a potential gang member, potential killer, potential drug dealer. You got to wake up to the fact that, you know, things are set up against us.
There is a conspiracy.
Yes.
It happened to you.
Exactly.
There is proven in court.
Absolutely. Places like this.
Well, it was proven in court that they just labeled this dude. He just living his life. It was proven through paperwork. It was proven through evidence that this brother was targeted.
Have been developed for.
Kamala Harris haunts us, bro. She haunts us black men. Hey, listen, I could have sworn Kamala Harris be following me around, fam. I'm telling you, when we went to Liberia, she pops up in Africa, trying to convince the Africans to accept gay marriage, trying to do land grabs and so forth. We go to North Carolina, do our camper trip. Here come Kamala, Werewolf Harris, howling at the damn moon up in Fayetteville. So if y'all wonder why I call her Kamala Werewolf Harris, this woman is what nightmares are made of. I don't know what she does in the middle of the night, but I think she transforms into a werewolf and she be chasing prominent black men to hunt us down because she think we all fugitives and she just think we all deserve incarceration, bro. I don't know. A literal man eater. You hear me?
Predominantly African-American people to not be able to succeed beyond it.
Yeah. What did you know about Kamala Harris? What did you know about San Francisco having a black DA?
Nobody in the hood ever worried or focused on the DA position in general, but people did focus on it just a tad bit, that it was black and feeling like, okay, this black lady in office, Kamala Harris, she was going to understand where we come from, you know, and have more of a sympathetic way of prosecuting people that come from our communities who have been plagued with no opportunities.
No, not at all. She's not from our community. She has no idea what the black experience is. She's just a shapeshifter. She has no idea, you know, what we go through. And she actually took great pleasure in convicting black men. You know, it tickled her fancy. It did something for her. So while the white politicians was sending her like the attack dog, like, go get him, get him, get him, go lock him up, get this one, convict that one, convict this one, convict that one. She got great pleasure on being a bed wench and actually, you know, doing what she was doing. But I get it. A lot of the women who came together to raise this money up, y'all hate black men too. And on top of that, you like being a sellout. You like being a house slave, so to speak. You like being you like being used by the enemy, by the adversary. You love it. It's in the fiber of your being at this point. This is just the truth. I know it may sound harsh, but it is what it is. There's a lot of code switching, divesting, hateful broads out here who want to see our destruction. I'm just telling you like it is. And America's full of it. You can go anywhere else in different countries and you don't get the same treatment, fellas. So when you walk into a room as a strong black man, we actually the biblical Israelites, the Bible speak of. We're actually God's chosen people. But when you walk into a room and you notice the blank silence that you get when you dealing with our women and they don't acknowledge you, they don't speak to you, they're not friendly, they roll their eyes, it's because they hate your motherfucking guts with everything in them. Feminism has polluted and destroyed them, and they are totally evil. And it's nothing more than they would like to see than you pushing up daisies in a grave. So they're going to vote for anybody who can cause the black man more strife, more pain, and more problems in his life, because they don't want to see you succeed, because they're in competition with you. This is the reality of the situation. But you can go to any other country, you can go to Africa, you can go to Jamaica, you can go to various places and you get acknowledged, you get treated right. You can go to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, you can go all these other places and they at least acknowledge you, brothers. Until the Babylonian spirit that these women carry in America floods over to them, right? And this is just the facts. And some women won't admit it, but it is what it is. You know, they really be sizing grown men up, literally sizing grown men up, waiting to challenge you, waiting to be a problem, waiting to disagree with you. It's an overwhelming feminist spirit in this country. And they can't stand an outspoken, strong, masculine brother. They can't stand it. Anyway, let's go.
This is Hunter's point, where these different projects and communities used to really war with each other.
Jamal, in July 2007, what's going on in your life at that point?
I had recently just came off of I Love New York, and also that's when my friend Sel Kuka got killed.
More than a year goes by and no one's been arrested in the case. You hadn't even been questioned.
Haven't even been questioned, no.
So he wasn't even physically, it was a physical impossibility for him to even be in the place where the dude was killed. But they forged information. They literally set this man up, and Kamala is directly connected to literally framing this young man. She literally helped frame this brother to go to jail for something he did not do. Why? Because she probably wanted another political position. See, brothers, in order for these women to rise up in the ranks, whether it be Masonic or in the thought culture, the 304 culture, on social media, in order to rise up in the ranks, we have to be the sacrifice. They literally will sacrifice us for a status. I'm telling you. And people do it all the time. Do you know how many people, brothers, you got to be careful. Once you start rising and doing what you do you know how many women will try to get close to you only to try to cause you some type of harm? Why? Because they're looking at you like the sacrifice. You a big fish to them. Sick.
The police was still, trying to get a conviction by all means necessary. When I was arrested for it, the community knew I didn't do it. And it was here we go again. See, this is why we don't trust, law enforcement, because it gets to a point where somebody who didn't do something goes to jail for it. I don't have no history of crime. What's up, boy? I have a history of being around in the community, but that doesn't mean that I'm a suspect. I'm like, oh man, I'll be out within 72 hours. They're going to figure this out. They're going to clear this up.
And then when you found out what the evidence was that they supposedly had you on, there wasn't much there. Can you describe what it was?
They had a woman saying that
it was a black woman.
She seen me kill Sel.
She was lying on that, brother, because she wanted a status too. Telling you right now, pure wickedness.
Second witness that they had really wasn't a witness at all. She said anything that the police officers wanted her to say.
Exactly. And Kamala was probably coercing her, promising her finances, promising her a status, promising her a social media presence. Listen, all that stuff is connected. So she was sitting there lying. Yep, that man thought he was going to do 72 hours and did 6 years for something he didn't do.
And they said that her recollection of the events was extremely credible. So that's what ultimately got the arrest warrant.
The District Attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Harris, appeared in the courtroom during your trial twice.
Yeah, the 2 times that Kamala Harris showed up to my trial was when I got convicted, and also when they laid down the sentencing.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign?
It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting a conviction.
Y'all hear that? Carmela was there, well aware of his case, there to take pride in the conviction. This man's life didn't matter. This brother being separated from his family didn't matter. This brother having to eat Jack Mac and dry sandwiches and in a 10 by 10 cell or 8 by 8 cell didn't matter to her. Taking 6 years off his life didn't matter. All that mattered to Kamala Harris, Kamala Werewolf Harris, was a conviction. That's it. Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Yeah, making spreads, sleeping on that hard ass bunk bed. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm not really into politics. I know all of them are devils. I don't trust none of them. And this is something that we can't control. We can't control who's going to be elected. It is what it is. But one thing for sure, when we see these type of people, being spearheaded to the front office, we can check the current climate of society, particularly America. Right? Yeah, Kamala Harris is just a shitty person, man. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. She's just a bad person. You understand?
When I put in my appeal, the people that's fighting against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General office. I learned it reading, their reply to my appeal, and you see Kamala Harris' name at the bottom. And now it's starting to feel a little personal.
So she was trying to stop the brother from even getting an appeal. So let me get this right. A brother convicted for something he didn't even do. Kamala signs off as the DA. Don't give him an appeal. Why? Because she's afraid of evidence coming out that proves his innocence. So she's personally trying to keep this man incarcerated. She's purposely trying to stagnate this brother's appeal to keep him locked up. Why? Because it exposes the DA office. If he gets out on appeal, it exposes police, it exposes the DA office, and that looks bad on her. Regardless if that man is innocent or guilty, she's not worried about that. She's worried about the truth coming out. Now that's pure hatred. And you don't think that the Biden administration didn't know when they elected her as vice president that that's what she was about? Y'all thinking that she just got into that position of power without doing no dirt by just being likable? Come on now. Y'all better pull the wool from over your eyes and understand. Black women, let me say this real loud and clear. You have got to stop casting your votes into this system all together. We need you, sisters. This is what really pisses me off about it. We need y'all to put your energy towards building our nation, but you too busy being rebellious.
When you win the $13.1 million, it's a massive settlement. Did you feel like that was enough?
There's not an amount that could get back those 7 years. That was 6.5 years that I.
Wow. There ain't no amount that can make up for this brother's lost time. But guess what? Our women, 44,000 of them voted for Kamala. Raised $1.5 million in 3 hours. The Kamala lights are coming. The wicked Jezebels, the women who know nothing, is going to end up putting this woman in office. I mean, I hope not.
Okay. I know you heard. Yes, baby. Kamala and stepped on up. Okay. We are going to be the HBIC, okay, of the United States. All right. So I'm going to need all my girls, all my colored girls to tap in.
She wants to be the head bitch in charge. That's what she just called herself, a HBIC, a head bitch in charge. A wicked woman will be counted as a damn dog. See, they know they scoundrels. That's why you got so many of these broads crawling around on the ground, humping the damn floor like a bunch of damn dogs in heat. With no type of shame, with no type of decorum. See, these are the goofy ass broads that's going to be trying to vote. Kamala. Hold on. Let's get to it. Let me go back to that video. This is who you can expect to go voting.
Okay. I know you heard. Yes, baby. Kamala and stepped on up. Okay. We are going to be the HBIC, okay, of the United States. All right. So I'm going to need.
What the hell she mean we going to be the H bitch IC, the head bitch? What does she mean by that? You see how these women are living vicariously through Kamala Harris? You're not getting elected. You don't have no position of power. And Kamala Harris going to play y'all too. Oh, she going to pull a bait and switch. You think sister girl with you. No, her goal is to get rid of your men. Her goal is to expeditiously incarcerate, destroy, maim, mutilate your men so you're unprotected for the foreign troops. And you don't even have to be foreign troops. Let's talk about the civil war that's coming to America. See, they want to get the man out of the equation, and you broads don't even see it because you too busy trying to be the head B, the HBIC.
Okay. I know you heard. Yes, baby. Kamala and stepped on up. Okay. We are going to be the HBIC, okay, of the United States. All right. So I'm going to need all my girls, all my colored girls to tap in, baby. If you voting for Harris, drop it in them comments below.
They are definitely using the black woman to bring about our destruction. But a person can't be used unless they're willing. They're willingly being used through witchcraft and sorcery. They want to be used. Listen, the melanated woman is responsible for getting Joe Biden in the office because they wanted anybody but Trump. Why? Because Trump is masculine. Trump stand on principle. Trump say what he mean what he say. It is what it is. Trump don't give a F, right? A lot of the women don't like that. So they voted for Biden with the help of Cardi B, because at the time Cardi B was the top female artist and she was backing Joe Biden. All because y'all really wanted to have Kamala as vice president. But y'all don't know the history on this Kamala. Y'all don't know the history.
Kamala Harris, she's running for the vice presidency. I call her Miss Lock Up a Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might as well go to jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala, however I should pronounce it, you did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff. And she boasted in California that she was one of the first. I got the tape queued, but my time's up today. One of the first I showed you Thursday night to perform a same-sex marriage. Y'all want to see it? Do you want to see it? Let it rip.
Let the rings exchanged and the vows declared symbolize your commitment, sincerity, and affection.
Yeah.
And may your love never falter.
May your love never falter.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the state of California, I now declare you.
So she over here, was she a bishop now? She over there doing same-sex marriages. But the preacher told you like it is. The preacher was preaching. Preach! He said she was just known for locking brothers up. If you was convicted of anything and you stood in front of Kamala Harris, she was locking you up and throwing away the key. Do you understand? She's all for getting you brothers out of the picture. It's either reproductive health or reproductive choices, as she calls it, right? Which means she stands behind abortion. Same-sex marriage, as well as convicting black men, that equals depopulation. That when you add those three things together, that's a cocktail of destruction. That's an entity right there that is fixating on terminating your babies, or at least giving you the right to. She went real hard on Roe v. Wade. I mean, she went real hard on Roe v. Wade, trying not to get it overturned. It's either getting rid of your children, your man, and then putting same-sex relations together. That's what she's about. But you know, that's what the modern woman want. They're anti-life. And I know it. Y'all don't want to take responsibilities for these babies that you produce, even though your ass is out there opening your legs. You don't want to take responsibility for the life that's in your womb. You're sick in the damn head. You want to be at liberty. You want to do whatever you want. So many wicked, disgusting Jezebels out here. Yeah, I'm talking to you and I'm going to piss you off. They all about feminizing young men. They all about the LGBTQ plus culture. I mean, the scriptures jump off the page, family. They jump off the page. The book of Proverbs warn you. Proverbs 9:14, for she sitteth at the door of her house on a seat in the high places of the city to call passengers who go right on their way. Whoso is simple, let him turn and hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. Hey, listen, this is the Proverbs of Solomon. Some of these broads are dangerous. You brothers better keep your mind on the prize. Get yourself some virtuous wives out here. Stay up off these damn streets, because the streets is death. These broads are full of death. I'm talking about these women these women will swallow you whole, have you brothers broke with no dime, can't work, can't hustle, can't shine, can't do nothing. Have you stagnant out here. These broads will use your kids against you. Hey, listen, they don't look, these women out here don't know. Only thing they know is what they've been through in life. The kids become a weapon. They're literally a weapon used against you, brothers. These broads are sneaky linking, creeping. Soon as they husband go off on a trip to handle business to provide for her, she's trying to lure you in her chambers to be the praying mantis she is and have you out here lit out here, have you out here stuck. Get your head knocked off out here messing with these broads. These are the same broads that's going to vote for Kamala Harris. They're the same ones. Oh, they're going to pull up at the polls. Isn't it interesting how they all of a sudden came together? They can't come together for not a damn thing else. They don't want to practice polygyny, but they can come together to vote for a feminist. They can't come together for family's sake. They can't come together so they can have some support other than these daycares that's beating and stomping and kicking your kids and molesting your kids behind the scenes. They can't come together to avoid all that and the financial difficulties. They can't be sisters for that, but they can be sisters to incarcerate you black men. They can be sisters to be the head bitch in charge. They can come together under one accord for feminism. That's why the Bible says ain't nothing worse than a woman who's jealous of another woman. Any woman that's jealous of another woman, you're sick in the head and the Most High hates you. Oh, that's scripture. Why? Because you're in competition with every woman that walk by. You think a man belongs to you and only you. Somebody else needs your man too. 9 times out of 10 because there's a lack of men. Somebody else need a covering too, but your ass is too selfish. And half of y'all can't even please that brother. Half of y'all don't want to give up the goods half the time, but you don't want this brother to go have happiness and joy. You want to stop this man from procreating. You want to stand in the way of purpose. You want to stand in the way of this man living fruitful and multiplying. And you're not even willing to give this man children. You're not even willing to push these babies out. There's a real sickness in these women's head. And if the shoe fits, you can wear it. You know what them scriptures tell us. Half of the women claim to be Israelites. They ain't even in the truth no more because they know what the Bible say about polygyny. Ecclesiastes 26:6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. Boom. So us brothers supposed to just live up to your jealousy. A brother's supposed to conform to a woman's jealousy when our nature is to have more than one woman. Get out of here. Get out of here. By the way, y'all can get y'all Make Concubines Great Again hats, newbreed.love. I seen a whole lot of those at the Jamboree. So salute to y'all. People, brothers was coming through rocking those hats. That's right. Oh, I know I'm not supposed to be saying the things I'm saying. Oh, you thought I was your pastor and your preacher who tickled your ears. I know. If that was the case, I'd be a PR nightmare. But this who y'all want in the office, though.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. Bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
She blocked evidence that would have freed brothers that was on death row. We talking about death row. We talking about lethal injection. That shot of death, organs shutting down. We talking about innocent men who are dead right now because of this beast. And she has no response for that. It's blood on her hands. And all she can do is a laugh. It's a witch. Straight up evil. Now, I know some of y'all may have been a little bit offended by my commentary today. It's okay. Hey, look, you feel how you want to feel, but the truth is the truth. And the truth shall set you free. You know? If you got changes to make as a woman, and, you know, be a part of the solution and not the problem, then you know how to contact brothers in truth. You know how to link up. You know how to plug in. You know how to reach out. if you want to be a help for something positive and righteous, or keep on casting your vote to this system and watch where it's going to lead you at the end. Because at the end, y'all ain't going to have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide after you done alienated all your brothers, after you done treated the men without respect, after you've been in secret competition, sizing brothers up, trying to overthrow the patriarch. Once you're done doing all that, you're going to find yourself alone, right? Zechariah 11:15. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. See? These are your shepherds, ladies. Kamala Harris is your shepherd, which y'all loaded up on Zoom and y'all raised her all this money. There's your shepherd. But she's going to pity you not. Oh, see, she's a chameleon. She's a useful puppet. She has a lot of willful incompetence when it comes to the evidence that's presented to free black men. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. She say, I ain't done nothing. Remember, the Bible says a wicked woman eateth and swallow and say, I've done nothing. And they that sell them say, see, y'all selling Kamala Harris right now. Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds to pity them not. See, y'all just looking for a come up. Y'all looking for the government assistance. Y'all looking for the handout. Y'all looking to have better jobs. Y'all not worried about the black men. Y'all like, long as we eating, long as Kamala come in and she makes sure we eating, we good. But y'all don't see the bait and switch. Y'all don't see the bait and switch. Y'all looking at it as long as we rich, not understanding that your shepherd, she's not even pitying you. There's no pity for you. These scriptures jump off the page. Don't be ignorant. Don't be foolish. Somebody said this country can go to war because of this. The country's already at war. See, the country is enduring a spiritual war right now. Ecclesiasticus 25:25, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. It says, don't give the wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Why? Because this is what she would do. She would destroy our entire nation. Black women, you are being used as the arm of judgment on our own people. I'm telling you. Proverbs 30:20. Such in the way of an adulterous woman, she eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. And make no mistake about it, Kamala Harris, an adulterous woman.
So they understand that it will look really bad if they do not lean in to saying that they really do want Kamala. But even that feels a bit performative to me. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm starting to see articles creep out and they seem like attacks on Kamala. Again, if we can go into our time machine and go back to 2020, well, every time that someone tried to interject the truth about Kamala, which is that she slept her way to the top, it's a fact. She was with some 6-year-old man, got her start in the political career, and they would go, oh my gosh, how dare you say this? That's so sexist. Well, then suddenly on July 6th, the Daily Mail actually.
So there you have it, Kamala. Throw that ass in a circle, Harris made her way to the top by sleeping with old ass, wrinkly ass politicians. That's right. Miss Kamala Werewolf Harris. Miss Kamala Tootsie Roll. Let me see that Tootsie Roll Harris. Was out here dropping down, getting her eagle on, where old ass, wrinkled ass, raisinette, politicians while simultaneously locking up black men. I'm talking about Kamala. Put your hands up on her hips. When she dip, you dip, he dip. Harris was out here switch hitting too, but we ain't gonna put that out here. The witch was out here, you know, she was going back and forth. I'm talking about back and forth. We talking about Kamala. We talking about Kamala Coochie popping on a handstand. Harris was outside. She was outside getting her Monica Lewinsky on, doing what she was doing. It is what it is. Somebody says she got too many nicknames. She ain't got enough nicknames. You know, some people you could just see right through, right? Yeah, we talking about Kamala look back at it Harris. Kamala knee pads Harris. Like a woman in politics don't just, man, y'all don't understand, bro. Y'all don't get it, bro. Kamala howling at the moon Harris. Kamala, ooh, chi wally wally, ooh, chi bang bang. Kamala, danger, been so long, it's been on. Get on the floor. Kamala, second member of the Wolfpack NWO, Harris. Yo, that's who they're gonna vote for. The city girls gonna line up. Bet your bottom dollar the city girls is fitting to line up. We talking about Kamala, t-shirt and her panties on, Harris. We talking about Kamala. How do you want it? How does it feel? Harris. All right, man, I'm done, yo. I'm done. Yo, wow, bro. Y'all, wow. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I'm just shocked at the news, though. I'm really shocked at the news. For those just joining us, man, y'all don't understand. Our women lined up to raise a $1.5 million for her in 3 hours. It was 3 hours. And I'm just like thrown back by that because they don't know nothing about her history. They don't know nothing about her background. And it's just wild. You know what I'm saying? It's wild to me. Look, you don't believe me? Here's the news.
Of thousands of other African-American women, from business to politics to Hollywood, joined a Zoom call, raising over $1 million in just 3 hours. And
I mean, damn. Did y'all do any research on who this woman is? I mean, even look at her vice presidency. Like, let's stop for a second. Do you know the reason why there's an inordinate amount of migrants in New York who have been having standoffs with the people, literally committing crimes in the neighborhoods? The migrants got squatter rights. There's literally migrants squatting in people's houses right now. Do you know the reason for that? The reason for that is because this one right here, Kamala Harris, she's responsible for the borders and immigration. She been nowhere to be found, y'all. Just look at her presidency. Y'all don't care about none of that stuff until there's a migrant sitting in your living room eating your Cheerios with his feet kicked up talking about he got squatters' rights. And you got to live with a migrant walking around barefoot in your kitchen, eating all your groceries, saying they ain't got to go nowhere. You know how somebody said Kamala Pound Town Harris, good grease. Yeah, wow. Do you know how much Kamala Harris is involved with the destruction of New York City? It's wild, man.
Hollywood joined a Zoom call. To politics to Hollywood joined a Zoom call, raising over $1 million. Tens of thousands of other African American women from
Black women doing it.
business to politics to Hollywood joined a Zoom call, raising over $1 million.
44,000 black women. 44,000 black women did this. Yep, somebody said New York and Chicago. That's a fact. But it is what it is. I'm just here to cover the news. You can feel how you want to feel. Look, thank y'all for coming through, supporting the stream. You want to support my work, support me at newbreed.love. Also, support the Cash App, man. You know, the contributions actually go towards doing real work, putting in real work, building on the land that we have, and setting a move for the people, right? Look, man, y'all stay blessed out here. With that being said, shalom and peace.